Hello, ladies and gentlemen, back there. Deltine Ellie like. Welcome to Ghost Ship. No, welcome to MediEvil Resurrection on the PSP. And now we're going on to the Ghost Ship. After we escape the ruins by catapulting ourselves. And, you know, it looks very far, but in all honesty, it didn't really look that far from over there. But anyway, after being launched from the castle ruins to here on the Ghost Ship, we're now going to continue our episode. So, let's get started, shall we?
On board the Ghost Ship.
Yeah.
How do ghosts tie their ships up at a dock? Surely the rope would slip between their ghostly fingers.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they can turn tangible to some degree and grab stuff. Like, it really doesn't look like you get shot far by that catapult in the last episode. At least I don't think so. But this ship is very massive for a large-ish crew. Not too big.
Captain, we have a stowaway on board. I've told the men to scour the decks for him.
Excellent! And once you has catched him, scour the decks with him. Use his nostrils as a dustbuster, and his armpit hair as a mop.
I don't have hair.
Is that absolutely necessary? Couldn't we just give him a good tongue lashing and drop him off at the next port?
There'll
Yeah.
be no tongue lashing on my ship, Mr. Mate. We be bloodthirsty cutthroats, not cantankerous hairdressers. Now, I want that landlubber dangling from yonder yard arm. By his bowels!
I don't have those either.
How horrid. He won't cause us any problems anyway. He can't access this section of the ship. I've had the men barricade us in.
Ah, why do you always barricade us in together, weirdo? Oh, just get on with it. Catch that scurvy bilge rat.
Anytime someone mentions, what do you call it? I'll get on with it. In this particular voice, like British, it reminds me of... It literally reminds me of, like, Monty Python, and which makes it understandable. And that's what good lightning does. It's pretty strong just by itself, but the continuous stream I like because it looks so cool. And it allows me to say, unlimited power! Unfortunately, it goes through, literally goes through ammunition pretty quickly. Unlimited power! Seriously, that attack goes through a lot. Granted, the regular attack also goes through a lot, so it's not 100%.
One big gun. I bet it needs loads of gunpowder.
Yeah, it kind of does, actually. Hold up. The thing. Graffiti of the Ancient Mariner? Okay. This cannon is so big and powerful that it may be capable of propelling a skinny man the length of this ship. Sadly, there is not enough gunpowder in this part of the ship to test my theory. Another great scientific discovery foiled by lack of resources. But yeah, you need to get a lot of powder kegs. Let's see. 7. Yeah, you need 7 in total.
This is cannon, not cap gun. We need more powder kegs.
I know, I just said that. Jesus, calm down. So we need to get 7 powder kegs and throughout the entire ship, then come back here. At least it's a little bit simple. Okay, so at least there's that. So, yeah, okay. Just trying to make sure something. Okay, there's this lower levels. There's a lot of places to go in this game, or in this particular level. I will say, I think technically it's better to use the good lightning. Is that what it's called? Hold on. No, just lightning. Okay, the lightning. I think it's technically better to use the lightning's regular attack instead of you know, the super shocking, like ultimate attack. But it's so much fun that I can't help but use it. But I will say, at least it's slightly balanced in that way. Well, it's balanced in a different way, sort of thing. You'll see what I mean once we get to it. But first, let's get up top here. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, as you can see, I need to get through this entire place without dying too much. Oh wait. I at least will admit, at least it's not a instant death sort of thing. So at least I can go back up. But as you can tell from like the whole holes in the ground and where I landed, I actually kind of need to fall through one of the holes here. Maybe thinking to yourself, where? Here, actually. I hate how you're slightly behind someone. But, whatever. Now, these guys I know for a fact can be taken down in one hit. But unfortunately, I couldn't test it out there. I might test it out later. I will say, this is kind of the issue with MediEvil, but it's a positive issue to where, in general, you have a lot of cool weapons that you can't really use completely, because some of them are so cool, but some of them aren't. Or some of them are, it's just that you don't have enough opportunities to use all of them. Or at least you feel as if you can't really switch between them as well. I really wish you could dual wield certain cool weapons like this magic sword and a long range option. But, you know, that's understandable why they limited it. I didn't mean to do that. Oh well, let's actually get here. Okay, I meant to do it like the first time. Well, sort of, not really. At least not in the particular spot. Okay, thank God. I was going to be a little bit worried if I missed it. Real quick. Okay, I think down here... Or, yeah, there's another entrance. Okay. Just making sure. I hit you and kill you rats out of spite. Not because of any personal reasons, but just because of spite.
Stranger, what can I sell you today? A nice bit of schmatter?
Granted, you're not really rats, as far as I can tell. I think you're weird monster rats. Because you spew green blood? I don't know. I don't understand these weird anatomy things. But yeah, in order to refill your lightning, it costs 250 gold. That's how they get you. They want you to use it both sparingly and, you know, a lot at the same time. It's like, oh, I want to use this attack so much because it's so cool. But, you know, the whole, it costs a lot to use it. Really hampers that whole situation. Okay, there's the gold, no, there's the, moon rune? Is that what this is, right? Hold up. Yeah, the moon rune. The moon rune goes over there. So I can go over there anytime I want. But first, I want to go in here real quick because I think there's something here I can do. Ha 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 ha. You got out swordsmanship by a knight, which makes sense, honestly. I think that's all the health bottles I can actually get, actually. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. Because I think there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 health bottles in the game, I think. Or, actually, I think there's 8, because I think there's one more you can get. And it's, I think at the Hall of Heroes, because, like, this is what the last chalice gets you. Not a super weapon, just another health extender. Which you'd think they would give you secondary last. It's like, oh, you'd think they saved the lightning for last, but I guess they want to give you health extension last. Which I guess makes sense, since, you know, oh hey, everyone likes the lightning weapon, why not give it to people early? In all honesty, that makes sense. Jesus, I didn't expect to take that much damage, honestly. I thought it'd be a little bit simpler. Ooh. I blame myself for rushing in without a strategy and should have used one of my better weapons, but I just like swinging this thing. Ah ha ha ha. Okay. Okay, now to use my lightning sparingly. See, look, it takes these guys out in 2 hits. And it does, like, it takes away less damage. And I know you really should just save this for, like, certain bosses or stuff, but at the same time, it's so cool. Who doesn't want to have a palm of lightning in your hand and to throw it? It's literally so cool. So, Daniel Fortescue. Is this... Okay, like, I was just wondering, is this the way out? Okay, just double checking. Okay, let's see. Right, I wanted to do this. Oh, wait, I can't do that. Right. Okay, here it is. Like, I was, like, wondering, where do I go? There we go. That's one thing I dislike about this whole game's issues, is that sometimes, like, the camera doesn't really... It's not the camera's fault, honestly. But it's more, like, slightly inconvenient. But actually, it's more like, it's like sometimes the controls or the hitboxes detections don't really work too well, and sometimes they can be slightly a pain. But it's not 100% bad. Now, I could go back the other way, and it's shorter, which I'll be doing just that. Okay, there's a reason why they allow this whole section to be open, and it's because of that. We'll get to that when we get to that. So let's go back the other way we came and try to open that door. That had the time rune. That needed the time rune. Here we go. Now when the cannonballs started flying, I thought I needed, like, to protect myself or that I was being shot at. So I kind of panicked a bit when I went through here. But you don't have to worry. Nothing's gonna hurt you. Well, technically. I think that's a bottomless pit in terms of damage, I think. At least I think. I'm not 100% sure. But at least you're able to do that without too much issue. So yeah. Getting through this next part is a bit weird. Oh yeah, I guess I can talk about it since this brings up, like, the, I guess the biggest criticism this game faces. In the original game, the game had a style and sort of aesthetic to it, despite its low, you know, texture quality, polygons and stuff like that. It had something to it, and it was more darker and, more, you know, Tim Burton-esque. This feels, you know, cleaner and brighter. That's, I guess, the main issue some people face with this. And I mean that literally in terms of, like, it's literally brighter, because the original pirate ship level was a lot darker. Here it's a lot more, you know, brighter, which is, you know, appreciated. I don't like dark levels too much. But here it's a little bit less so, and makes you think, maybe it could be, like, literally darker. Well, maybe darker. In a sense. You know, maybe this could be done at nighttime and it seems darker. I don't know. Because, like, this sort of fog of war doesn't really look that appealing. So, you know, the direction in terms of colorization and other stuff sort of bogs the game down slightly. I'm not against it, granted. I do like the way it sort of looks. So, you know, I'm not 100% against it or for it. It's just differences in opinions. And I can understand the way in which it's like, oh yeah, the way they did it here doesn't look 100% great, but it's not 100% bad, because it's like better graphics, so it makes sense. I don't know, it all depends on how you feel particularly. Like, do you like the original and its particular art colorization and other stuff? Or do you prefer the remake and its better graphics and the way it handles itself? Because, like, either way makes sense. Take that, skeleton man. I don't know. Anyway. So anyway, if you do fall down here by accident, you can always take that little lift back up. Thankfully, I didn't need to do that, because that sometimes happened to me. Ugh. Let's see. Let me just double check. Okay, I have all 7 kegs, and this is why the whole, you know, entering through the bowels of the ship is kind of important, because Going through here and all the way back is kind of a pain in the butt. Thankfully, though, they made a quick shortcut for you, as long as you did it, so, you know. That's pretty useful, honestly. And look at that, we're near the beginning of the level, again. Sort of. We just need to do one more quick platforming little challenge. Even if we do fall, we can just climb back up, so it's kind of easy. So, hey, look at that, we're back to the beginning. Thankfully, though, it wasn't too difficult. This next boss fight is kind of a bit boring in regards to it. It's like one of the more simpler and kind of, like, what do you call it? Anticlimactic / boring boss fights I've ever seen. It's like they should have, like, really thought about this one and done something different. Not because of the mechanics, because this isn't as technically frustrating as the, at least for newcomers. This isn't as frustrating to newcomers as, you know, the dragon fight. The Dragon King fight. So it's not as bad as that, but you'll see what I mean in a second.
Okay, my friend. It is time to test this cannon out. I'll light the fuse, then we climb in quick. Got that?
Yeah, this is the only thing Al ever
Don't be
does.
such a baby. I will be fine. I will be safe inside your head. As for you, well, just try to land on your toughest point. Hang on, I've not thought this through.
Yeah, you really didn't. So yeah, that's the only thing Al has ever really done for us. And this is the boss fight, ladies and germs. It's literally a glorified version of the duck, what do you call it? The duck shooting minigame you see at a carnival. Or at least an old duck shooting game you see at the carnival. So yeah, that's literally all you have to do here. Seriously, he just goes back and forth, repeating. From there, back to there. Really wish you could hit him twice in a row, but I understand invincibility frames. This is literally all the boss fight is. It's literally just hitting him when he walks in front of the cannons. Which I understand does require precision timing, but at the same time it's a little bit lazy here, fellas. It's like, really? You couldn't think of a pirate boss fight you could do? Maybe you actually fight him, like actually mano-a-mano in a sword fight / gun battle with your ranged weapons and his blunderbuss? And then maybe like up close as a pirate fight? You know, kind of like that fight with the Axemen, except, you know, more refined, as an actual duel between like a pirate and a knight skeleton. That sounds like a cool, badass thing, but no, they decided, let's do like a duck-duck minigame where he literally walks back and forth between one particular plane and you have to wait and hit him with the cannons. This is more tedious than it is actually interesting as a boss fight. As far as I can tell, I think the original didn't do this boss fight any better. I forget what the original was actually did. Whether or not it actually had. I'm not sure whether or not it actually did have like an actual, like, you know, pirate boss fight or not. Like, I forget. Like, see, it would have ended right there. There we go. And keel over. I win, pal.
Ha ha! We have taken the ship! lower the whatnot, hoist the doohickey, something to the anchor. Anyway, steer a course for Zarok's lair.
It's Arg. But anyway, good job.
Welcome to the Hall of Heroes. Enjoy your visit. Patrons are reminded to leave quietly. We've had complaints from the neighbors.
Like I said before, is it Valhalla that's slightly complaining? Does that make sense? But anyway, yeah, this is about the end of the line for all the chalices. I think I got all the chalices in the game. Not all the weapons, because again, I'm not getting Woden's, weapon, Woden's sword, whatever it's called, and the carnival level or the carnival stage, because I'm not doing that. So, whatever. I'm just going to basically ignore it, and I'm just going to collect this last thing, which isn't really anything spectacular. It's literally just...
Fortescue, you have come to visit me again, yeah? You look a little battered and weak, for sure. You should make better use of your magical shield.
I do.
Magical shield is the foremost scientific weapon in the...
Yes, but it's broken like twice.
Okay, then for now we will concentrate on reviving your strength for the fight ahead. Drink this potion to feel as mighty and warrior-like as Karl Sterngard himself. But nicht so handsome, of course.
I will thank you. Okay, first of all, how can I tell if you're handsome? You literally always wear that weird helmet guard on your face. So I really can't tell. So yeah, that's it for the Hall of Heroes. All the weapons I've got, all the extendings of, magic and health. That's all I really got for this place. But that's all they really can give me. Kind of gonna miss this place. Well, I'm not gonna miss it because I'm gonna actually become a part of it. Like, hold up. I could have sworn this statue became less transparent as we went along. The original did that, so I thought it could do that too. Maybe it did. I don't know. Somebody like slightly, or I'll screenshot it to some degree. The beginning of this LP when this was here and compare it now. Maybe it's less, so I don't know. But yep, that's the end of the Hall of Heroes and all the weapons they give me. Good, the bad, a good amount of other cooler weapons. And now, well, we're going off to the literal den of the villain. Oh, Zarok's Lair. There's no chalice here. This is the final level for the game, and it's a lot different than the other game. Because guess what? This is a slight gauntlet of villains and things you have to deal with. It's not like the original where, Zarok's Lair had its own platform and own level. Its own levels. No, instead you have to face off against Zarok and a couple of his minions and sort of in a gauntlet fashion before you deal with Zarok himself. So, keep that in mind. So, I'll see y'all next time in the next video. Until then, sign on my bots for the end of MediEvil. Like, seriously, Jesus. Like, I was able to actually do this in one sitting. So, at least there's that positive for me. So, I'll see you all until then. So, take care, my bots. Sayonara.